Welcome back to RideWire, the channel where we cut through the noise and get straight to the machines that matter. Today, we're taking a deep dive into a bike that marks a bold comeback for an American legend, the 2026 Victory Judge Cruiser. After years of speculation about the brand's future, Victory returns with a machine that doesn't just aim to keep up with modern cruisers, it aims to redefine the category. The new Judge is not a nostalgic remake, it's a modern heavyweight with classic muscle bike DNA, a real statement piece built around torque, attitude, and long-haul confidence. So let's roll right into it and break down what makes this new Judge stand out in a crowded market. The first thing you notice about the 2026 Victory Judge Cruiser is its physical presence. This thing looks carved from confidence. Victory leans heavily on muscular lines that recall the original Judge while pushing the silhouette into more aggressive territory. You get a slammed stance, a long wheelbase, and a broad, sculpted fuel tank that pulls your eye straight toward the big V-twin lump at the center. The LED lighting package is fully modern, a squared-off headlamp with a daytime signature line, crisp turn indicators integrated cleanly into the bodywork, and a wraparound LED tail. Despite its tough guy posture, the Judge keeps everything surprisingly clean. Cables are tucked, wiring is hidden, and the exhaust tucks nicely along the bike's lower half, giving it a streamlined finish. The bike looks both retro tough and future-ready, and Victory clearly spent time making sure it would stand out even at a distance. Now let's talk power, because a bike with this much attitude needs more than just good looks. The heart of the 2026 Victory Judge is an all-new 1760cc liquid-cooled Freedom V-twin. Tuned for massive low-end torque. Victory claims around 118 horsepower and a staggering 125 pound-feet of torque, and that torque curve is exactly what you'd expect from a cruiser designed to dominate straight-line pulls. The throttle response is immediate without feeling twitchy. Even in standard mode the bike surges forward without classic American pull, and in sport mode, the Judge becomes genuinely aggressive. What's impressive is the refinement. Victory's engineering team has significantly reduced the vibration issues that used to plague big block cruisers. You feel the engine's pulse, but it never gets buzzy or fatiguing. At highway speeds, the Judge sits in that perfect sweet spot of plenty of power in reserve, no nervousness, and a planted attitude that inspires confidence. Handling is another area where Victory has noticeably modernized the platform. The 2026 Judge uses a new steel tube frame designed to reduce flex and improve stability. Up front, a set of 43mm inverted forks keeps the bike dialed in during corner entry, while the rear monoshock adjustable for preload and rebound helps deliver a ride that leans more toward sport cruiser than pure boulevard machine. This isn't a flickable bike, and you shouldn't expect it to carve like an Acador sport machine, but for its size, it handles surprisingly well. Mid-corner corrections feel stable and predictable, and the low center of gravity makes U-turns far less dramatic than you would expect from a nearly 700-pound cruiser. Braking comes courtesy of dual front 320mm discs with 4-piston radially mounted calipers and a single 298mm rear disc. The ABS system is tied into a lean-sensitive traction and stability control suite, making the Judge a far safer and more controlled machine than its predecessors. Victory also clearly understands that modern riders expect more than just metal and attitude, so the tech package on the 2026 Judge is impressively complete. The digital display is a 6-inch full-color TFT that's readable in sunlight and customizable with multiple layouts. Embedded navigation, Bluetooth connectivity, and simple media controls come standard. For riders who appreciate longer trips, the bike includes cruise control, a USB-C port, and Victory's new Ride Sense system, which adds proximity alerts and low-speed assist features. You also get 3 riding modes: Rain, Standard, and Sparta, each with its own throttle map and traction control logic. What stands out is how seamless the electronics feel. Nothing comes across as gimmicky or intrusive, and you can tailor the assists exactly to your preference. Comfort is another big part of the Judge's appeal. The seat height sits at a friendly 26.3 inches, making it accessible for a wide range of riders. The new seat design uses memory foam layering to reduce hot spots and add comfort for long hours on the road. The forward controls are placed slightly higher than older Victory models to improve ground clearance, but they're still easy to reach, and the handlebar position strikes a solid balance between upright cruising and a slightly leaned-in, performance-oriented stance. For wind protection, Victory offers several optional windscreens, but the base model keeps things clean with the naked front. Even without a shield, turbulence is manageable thanks to the bike's aerodynamic side profiling. Over longer distances, the Judge rides smoothly, and the upgraded suspension absorbs rough pavement far better than earlier Victory cruisers ever did. Let's talk about unique selling points, because this bike definitely has some. First, Victory's return to production is itself a major story, and the Judge is clearly designed as a flagship statement. The blend of traditional American muscle with modern stability control, a high-tech display, and refined suspension gives the Judge a personality that sits somewhere between a performance cruiser and a classic power cruiser. Second, the 1760cc engine is a standout, offering torque figures that rival or beat many competitors in the same class. Third, Victory introduces a new exhaust valve technology that adjusts back pressure dynamically, providing a deep, muscular tone during acceleration while keeping things controlled as idle and cruise. And finally, the build quality, a paint finish, switchgear feel, stitching on the seat so feels premium in a way previous Victory models sometimes struggled to achieve. Now, of course, we need to address the price. The 2026 Victory Judge Cruiser comes in at $17,999 for the base model, with premium color schemes and touring packages pushing it closer to the $19,500 to $21,000 range. That puts it in direct competition with bikes like the Harley-Davidson Lowrider S, the Indian Scout Bobber 1200, and the Triumph Rocket 3, on the lower end of its trims. For the performance, features, and build quality you get, the Judge's price point feels fair and even slightly aggressive, especially considering its tech suite and power numbers. So what's the final verdict? The 2026 Victory Judge Cruiser is more than just a comeback bike. It's a confident re-entry into the cruiser arena, combining American muscle heritage with modern engineering and thoughtful rider-focused technology. It's powerful, comfortable, visually striking, and full of personality. It doesn't try to be a Harley, an Indian, or a Triumph. It feels like its own identity, which is exactly what Victory needed to deliver. If you're looking for a cruiser that blends old-school attitude with modern performance, the new Judge absolutely deserves a spot on your test ride shortlist. Thanks for watching RideWire. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2026 Victory Judge Cruiser, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment letting us know what bike you want to review next. Ride safe, stay loud, and I'll see you in the next one.